Hi, welcome. My name is Marino Merlini, and I'm the owner of R SKIN Aesthetics here in Birmingham. And I have a podcast called R SKIN ADMSSION. And today I'm welcoming Marino Merlini, and we are going to discuss and explore the art and science of holistic health skincare. So again, let me reiterate, my name is Raquel Merlini, and this is Marino Merlini. The name may sound familiar because yes, he is my son, and I'm so excited to introduce him. He is shaking up skincare, the skincare world, with his innovative brand, TallowRX. So let's welcome Marino Merlini, and he can share with us his ideas, his philosophy, and a little bit of background as to why he wanted to start this business. So let's go ahead and discuss what it is, the inspiration and origin what's your story? Why did you decide to start this company?
Yeah, I decided to start the company because I'm an entrepreneur. I really enjoy anything that has to deal with business. And to be honest, we did a business analysis and we figured out that natural skincare is taking over, especially with the fact that Donald Trump got in office and appointed RFK, and he kind of put a war on anything that is toxic, big companies putting things into their sunscreens or into their products or the food that you're eating. So I kind of looked at it and I was like, I'm somebody that just only eats organic. I don't drink out of plastic water bottles. It's all out of glass, mineral water, and just anything that goes in or on my body. I need to understand what the ingredient is, and if I can't even pronounce it, it's not going anywhere near this. So that's mainly why I started the company, and then also it was kind of just you too. Kind of being around you.
Oh, yeah.
I'm just kidding. So I had
a little bit of influence. Okay, well, let's talk about that because you do have a little bit of a background in aesthetics yourself. You competed. Most of my audience knows that I was a professional bodybuilder for the IFBB. And I started that in my 40s, and Marino witnessed a lot of that discipline and healthy eating and what goes into it. So you competed in the NPC when you were, how old were you? 16?
I was like 17. That one you can get credit for. I remember that. I did go to one NPC event and I saw it and I was like, oh yeah, this is sweet. Like you being a 17-year-old kid, like you see these guys up on stage and they're jacked and you're like, okay, like I want to be like that. So I ended up doing one competition at 17. I trained for about like 12 to 18 months for it, and then I went out there and I got smoked. I got crushed. I don't know if I was fully prepared for it. I looked good, and then I also
looked good, but I think
good.
You didn't. You underestimated, which I was trying to prep him for, ladies and gentlemen. He underestimated when you get on stage and you're underneath those lights, and then you look out into the crowd.
Sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So, but we'll
insert a photo. Flexing photo.
You definitely were on point. He did men's physique at 17, but also you ended up. Since then, you have done several triathlons. You were training for the rucksack race in New Jersey when you lived there. And then you have also done the Warrior Dash and the Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
So you kind of focused, Marino, you want to share your age?
Yeah.
It's going to date me
28,
too. So 28. He's 28. And so you've kind of made these last 5 to 6 years all about health. He has been on the carnivore diet, and what else can you say about that?
Yeah, I'll touch on all that a little bit. So that started my fitness journey, and then after that, I kind of figured that like I didn't want to get up on stage and flex, that felt.
Well, it can be subjective.
It didn't feel like me, but I did really enjoy fitness. So after that, I did a Tough Mudder, and then we entered into the Tougher Mudder, and then we were able to race in that one, and we actually took like 4th or 5th place against some bad dudes. So like that was really cool. I've done that twice now, and then I went out to New York and I lived there for a year. After that, I was training for a 13-mile ruck race where you're like carrying a 50-pound either a 50-pound vest or a backpack. So I trained for that for an extended period of time because that was going to be a crazy race. It was actually at West Point Naval Base. And we were right like a week away from the race, and then COVID hit. So I actually, I didn't get to race at West Point, but I just threw the vest on and then just raced it myself because I was like, I'm not going to go through all this for that. And then I did a triathlon. I was like, I saw a triathlon come up, and it was 30 days out, and I was like, fuck, dude, I might as well just run this. I was like, just see
We'll
like how
bleep that
far I
out.
can do it. No, don't bleep it out. Unadulterated. So I did that, and that was a swim, bike, run, and that was probably the hardest thing I've done. It wasn't an Ironman. It was a Olympic triathlon, which is it's half the distance of the swim of a half Ironman, and then it was 28 miles on the bike, I think, and then like 6.5 miles on the run. So it was pretty brutal. And I remember I was just sitting there, and I had her bike. I had absolutely no gear, so I had her bike, which was like way smaller.
I had done a triathlon, so so it was a female version.
Nuked my knees, totally wrecked my knees, and then I got this cheap ass water suit, this wetsuit, and it wasn't my size, so it's supposed to suck to your skin, and you're supposed to glide through the water. And my wetsuit filled up with water like a brick within like 2 minutes.
So it's like you were carrying another person.
Yeah, another 70 pounds of water just swimming through like a balloon through the water. So that was tough. It made it way harder than it should have been. But we finished, 70th place.
So some of these experience, right, when we talk about natural, because I feel like TallowRX, you really do use some pure ingredients. And your generation, you guys are using more of the Yucca app. And then what's the other one? Jalen was telling me about a different app.
I don't know. We base everything off of Yucca. So for those who aren't familiar with it, it's basically a phone app. It's YUKA, and you can scan any barcode or search anything up, and basically it gives you a score out of 100. Anything above it, like an 88, is considered excellent, I believe. So, or 90 and above, it might be excellent. I think it goes down to 88. And all of our products score an 88 or higher. And did you want me to get into any of those products, or what did you?
Well, yeah. So so originally when you started TallowRX, you guys just had the one tallow. It had the tell about the ingredients. It had manuka honey, calendula oil,
tallow, vitamin E.
Tallow, vitamin E. Okay. Yeah. What was the benefits of that? What did you see? And then now you guys have segued into adding more products. Yeah.
So we first started off with our whip tallow honey balm, and that was, she mentioned, a mixture of tallow, calendula, rosehip, manuka honey, and then vitamin E, and all of those were organic and sourced. The manuka was sourced from New Zealand and imported, and the rest was sourced from the U.S. And we really wanted to keep it like a extremely clean list of ingredients. I don't understand why, like if you go to any sort of grocery store and you pick up a cosmetic product, it's like 80 ingredients long and you can't even pronounce half of them. And our company slogan right now for TallowRX is nature's prescription for perfect skin. We're actually doing a rebrand to Clean and Kind, and I'll segue into that on why we're doing that as well. But yeah, the thesis of the company originally started around tallow-based products because it was an exploding topic that was coming out. And it's been going on for 2.5 years, but as of 12 to 18 months ago, it like really became mainstream, and you have the Kardashians talking about it and this and that. So we were about a few months prior to that big blow up. So that did attribute a lot of our success to that. And it's super clean label. That's just what I want to do. Like when I pick something up, I only eat eggs, meat, ground beef, chicken, one ingredient foods. Like you're getting very good quality foods if you're just doing that. Everything else that's processed that has so many seed oils in it, it's just increasing.
Well, you even showed me, he came over my house one day and he went through our protein powder and he was like, Mom, why are you having this protein powder? It has so many ingredients in it. So I switched to a different one and it has 4 ingredients. So definitely, I think your generation is leaning a little bit more towards minimal amount of ingredients, more pure. So, So now you're adding products to it
Yeah.
yourself. Uh, you added azelaic acid, which for those
Yeah.
who don't know about azelaic acid, it's amazing. It lightens and brightens the skin. It's also wonderful. We have it in many products here at R SKIN, as well as in the treatment room. And for people who have those brown spots, age spots, discoloration, uneven pigmentation from your past and prior sins, to just life experience and sun exposure and damage. So azelaic acid is going to lift that pigment, help reduce it, and it's also going to give you a more luminous, more luminosity to your skin, so brighter and lighter. So, and you've told me since your skincare, and which is why I wanted to talk about, gym time, sweating. Also, I'm gonna ask my kid about his skincare, but I'm hoping he doesn't say that he uses like Fells Naphtha or Irish Spring on his face. But you told me one of the things that you like is you've been using the product, and even with all of the sweat and perspiration, that the azelaic acid has helped to clear up your skin, and your skin has never looked better.
Yeah, this is like 100%. We really started hammering the company in February of last year, and that basically entailed, like, for us to take it up to this size. Like, I won't mention the numbers right now, but like the size of where it's at. We started in my basement at the beginning of the year, making our first whiptail honey balm, and then we since launched a sunscreen, a retinol lotion, an azaliac. We've got a 8-ounce lotion. We've got a body butter, and we're coming out with another like 10 products in the next probably 2 a month. So the azaliac, I mean, when I started to put, so it's got azaliac, hyaluronic acid, niacinamide.
Oh, the niacinamide.
Shea butter.
Amazing too.
Yeah, shea butter and a little bit of tallow. And when I started using that, in that like 8-month period, I had a lot of wear and tear on my skin from stress. Like I had bags under my eyes, my wrinkles started to come in, I started to get some gray hairs. And I was like, and I didn't realize it. No. This is 80 hours a week of high stress running a multi-million-dollar company. It's not a regular person is doing this. It's not a regular stress load. Okay, but yeah, I mean, in 3 weeks I started using that, and I went out and like somebody said, it was like, you got Botox from your mom, didn't you? It's like, no, I did not. Like, I got many compliments from guys and girls on it. I was like, damn, like that's pretty crazy. So I knew that we were on a little.
I will attest, I've never touched him with Botox, so that is a true statement.
Yeah. So no, I mean, it's been great, and I'm excited to launch a bunch more products now. We have basically we moved from my basement to we've had a couple different upgrades now, but now we have a factory where we're capable, with a lab in it, to where we're capable of making any type of products. So really what we're focusing on right now is trying to catch the early skincare trends that are coming out of Korea and coming over to here, because they're always mainstream there before they hit America. Mm-hmm. So if we can bring them from Asia, Europe, or any other countries really, and bring them over here and make them mainstream, then that's where you're going to be able to run a successful company.
So what do you think? You've tackled some intense personal challenges as well as launching this company. What do you think has been some of your most surprising feedback? So like when I treat a patient, of course, I always get really excited when they're like, oh my God, Raquel, my skin looks amazing, or I look less stressed, and I feel good. So I like feel good inside, as well as looking good on the outside. So when you get feedback, because he does have a online storefront, which we'll share at the end, where people can find you in the product. But what is some of your best feedback that you've received that's been surprising?
Yeah, that's a good question, because originally we just started and we saw like all these sales, and like you're making sales, and like you think you created a product that is providing value to the world, but like you don't really know. Like you see reviews come in, and a lot of them are just like 5-star reviews that don't really have any like comments, but we get emails from individuals that will say like, for the baby balm, like that's a big one, right? Because if I'm providing value to somebody else and they're using it for their child, that's a big win for me. So somebody sat there and they're like, oh my God, it cleared up my son or daughter's diaper rash or their eczema. And
Yeah.
I was like, wow, like that's really cool. And then I've got another girl that sat there and she's like, it's kind of similar story on why I started it. I box and do karate. So when I was putting my gloves on, I started to get this contact dermatitis or eczema. And she gave me some like cortisol cream and stuff, and nothing really worked. And then I started using the balm on it, and it took it away in like 2 days. It was crazy. And I had another girl that said the same thing. She had the eczema on her hands, and it fixed that. The Azaliac Testament, we did a small focus group, and a couple other people came back and they showed us some before and after photos, and that was amazing. Acne, we've seen with 20-year-olds, they were able to put the whip towel honey balm, which has the manuka on it, and they'll show like before and afters, and like this is the only thing that fixed my face. And yeah, it's just amazing to like sit there and
Yeah, that's
get
the
that.
reward. I mean, of course, it's always nice to create something and end up having it be financially rewarding. But
Sure.
I've always felt too that some of my real success is that when you do have someone who has problematic skin, or they're just not feeling good about themselves, and then they come into the treatment room and you're able to recommend something and it makes a difference. So
Yeah.
that was something that I really wanted to touch on also. With all of this, I mean, how are you balancing, because you have been putting in these long hours, you have a nice work-life balance with all of it. Are you being able to manage some of the stress a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, in the first 4 months, there is no work-life balance, none. You know, it's wake up 6 a.m., work until 6 p.m., hit the gym, go to karate, bed 10 o'clock, wake up and do it again. I mean, you get some reprieve. Like we were able to scale it, and like when you hit like what's called like the Fibonacci sequence, like on every chart it'll go up and then it'll like pull back and then you'll like flatline until you take another jolt. So yeah, I mean you have sprints, but I mean I'm an operator. I like operating. So to be honest, I found that whenever I'm not in that fight or flight, go operations, I actually am very bored. So for me, it's like a case. I don't really like I don't need a work-life balance really. I love it. I love being in the fire.
So, what are some other, as we get to wrap this up, let's do a little bit of some Q&A. What do you see on the horizon for the company? You said you're expanding into some other products.
Yeah, that's a good question. We'll start there. So, it's TallowRX was the name of the company.
TallowRX, we'll share that.
Yep, simply, we rebranded it over to Clean Plus Kind. We wanted to do that rebrand because when we started the TallowRX, it really pigeonholed us into just strictly tallow products. And the vision that we had for the company was clean nature's prescription for perfect skin. And that doesn't have to be just tallow. So we want to make things with shea butter. We want to make things like if somebody's vegan or vegetarian, we want to be able to provide a natural alternative to that customer. Okay. And eventually what we would like to do is get into your laundry dish soap, or your laundry detergent, your pods that you're putting in your dishwashers, lining your plates with things that are going to cause cancer, the things that you're spraying your countertops with, or your floors, getting your dog sick, like all of that's got to go. So we'd like to be at the forefront of exchanging all of those products that are commonly known in your house right now for our products. And I'd like to provide a full suite. So it's more so of a lifestyle brand, and we believe that we can take it to that level. And we've already gotten some outreach from the Air Force bases, natural grocers, Whole Foods. So that's going to be our next step, is just not having a online presence, but to also have that retail shelf presence. Because to be able to walk into a Whole Foods and see it just adds that recognition to the brand, adds a lot of credibility to it. So over the next 2 to 3 years, I think that it'll become a very large company, and we're very excited about it. We have the infrastructure, we have the operations, and the financial backing, so that's where we'll be.
Okay, so tell us. I'm very excited for this endeavor for you. Share with us where they can find your product. And if they want to purchase, we'll put the link also with R Skin, and we can send you to the store. But go ahead. Why don't you share with them where they can find you?
Plug my link.
Yeah.
Okay. TallowRX.com. That's TallowRX.com, and that's going to be ported over to our new company, which is shopcleankind.com. So, yeah, go out there and grab some products. Maybe we can get a little discount code in at the end. Yeah, that's a good idea.
There we go. Right, referral codes. Okay, so TallowRX, and this one is the moisturizing tallow lotion. Vanilla Lux.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a burn. I'm just going to do one last plug. I had a burn on my arm from curling iron, and because I was a little skeptical. And Marino gave me this sample that I keep in my desk drawer, and it cut the healing time. So I was pretty impressed with it, hence why I am sharing this podcast with y'all.
Scar reduction, too.
Scar reduction.
Excellent for that.
Perfect. All right. So, as always, I'm trying to bring information from like-minded people to share with you. And go ahead, check out the link. And I look forward to the next podcast, sharing more information.
All right. Close this shit out.
Wait, hold on.
What?
I love you.
All right. I'm out of here.